Hi guys, so today I want to just do a short little video, or maybe a not so short video, talking about the Diva cup or a menstruational cup in general. I believe it's been more than a year since I started using this. I made a video before explaining everything about it and my experience using it, and that was only after the first cycle, so like the first time using it. So now that it's been more than a year, I wanted to do another video just in case anybody's concerned that things have changed since then. I mean, I didn't have a lot of experience then, so I feel like I can offer more experience now that it's been so long. So I hope this video helps you decide if you are interested in using a menstruational cup, and maybe you'll learn about it if you didn't know what it was before, because not a lot of people know what it is. But I'm glad that there's starting to be more commercials that are showing it. It's making it more normal, because it's honestly one of the best things you can ever buy. So it comes in a little cotton bag, because if it was in a plastic bag, the cup would go moldy. The cup is made out of silicone. My cup is now dirty compared to the last time you saw it, because blood stains things, and no matter how hard you scrub, it's not going to come off. It's stained. So it is clean. I boil it in hot water to sanitize it. It's made out of silicone. It is completely safe to use. The reason why it's so great is because there's a bunch of reasons. So the main pro to using this is you cannot get toxic shock syndrome. Silicone will not cause that, but cotton will. So when you're using tampons, mostly, you can get toxic shock from using them because the cotton has pesticides on it. You put those pesticides in you and your body goes crazy, and then you end up losing limbs in most cases, because toxic shock can lead to gangrene. There's a bunch of stories online of people that have gotten toxic shock syndrome. It's a very serious issue, and I think a lot of girls just overlook it because, well, there's only pads and tampons. What else am I supposed to use? A lot of people don't hear about these. I did not hear about these. Some people will buy a lubricant and they will put it on the top just to make it go in easier. Or I've seen some people use coconut oil, which is interesting, but I don't know if that works. I personally don't find a problem with using it at all. Sometimes I can add a little water and sometimes that helps. But basically, you fold it in different ways to get it up there. So you can do a press down fold where you take it and you punch it in, and you go like that, and then that goes up in you, and it gradually gets bigger so it doesn't hurt. That's what I use. Other people can also take it and fold it like this and use it. I find that to be really hard to use, but whatever works best for you. So you do have to be comfortable down there to use this. That's no surprise. It's really not much different than a tampon, to be honest. I grew up using pads. I was not comfortable using tampons, and tampons would really hurt me and I would cry every time I used them. So I was really surprised when I started using this. I thought it was gonna hurt because it looks huge. I mean, it's the size of my thumb. I was scared to use this. I thought it was gonna hurt. There is lots of different types of menstruational cups. This is one of the harder ones. It's not as soft as the other ones. It's kind of soft right here, but right here and here it's pretty hard and thick, and a lot of people complain that it presses up against their bladder when it is in them, and it makes them pee a lot, or sometimes it hurts because they can feel it's against their colon too. So yeah, personally this is the only brand available to me in Canada that I could find at a drugstore. So this is the one I use. If I had another option, I'd probably try other ones. They'd probably be more comfortable for me, but this is what I have and this is what I'm going to use because I do not want to go back to tampons or pads. These can hold actually a lot of blood. A lot of people are like, that's not gonna work, I'm heavy flow. Surprisingly, it holds a lot. This, oh good, it actually tells me how much it holds. This one holds 15 milliliters, the other one holds 30, and most women only have 60 milliliters of period blood each time. But if you don't, that's fine. You just have to change it a little more. It says you should change it every 12 hours, which is awesome because like pads and tampons you have to change every few hours. So this you can leave in for up to 12 hours. If you have heavy flow, I would probably change it twice or 3 times depending on how heavy your flow is. But if you have a really heavy flow, you should probably go to a doctor because that's not normal. Your flow should not be so heavy that you have to change this every few hours. That means that there's something wrong. I personally change it every 12 hours on the first 2 days, 2 to 3 days, and then after that I honestly leave it in for 24, 48 hours because I'm so light the next days after my first 2 days that there's no point in changing it because it's not going to be full. It's going to have like that much stuff in it. Basically you just have to use it and see what you're like yourself, and you learn from your mistakes. So you do have to touch your fluids a little bit. It's not as gross as you think after you start doing it, then you just get used to it. I mean, you wash your hands after you use it, of course, so you don't have to worry about things following you throughout the day on your hands. That's gross. It basically, when you put it in by doing any of those things I first showed you, it suctions into you. So you push it up and it suctions to your wall. That way it doesn't move and it will not leak. So this is another really amazing thing about these things, is they do not leak. I can wear whatever underwear I want. I don't have any period panties anymore because I don't need them in my life. And I did experience one leak, like I said in my last video, and it was honestly probably because I didn't have it up far enough and it lost suction. And don't worry about it losing suction too much. I almost never have that problem. It is so rare. Once you learn how to put it in properly, then you won't lose suction as much because you learn from your mistakes. So when you first start using this, you might want to use a panty liner just in case you do leak a little, but eventually you'll get it down par and you'll have no problems. I also find if I don't really try to wipe around this part, because it's supposed to be in you pretty much all the way, but that little part will come out if you flex your muscles. So I flex my muscles and I wipe around that to try to get any blood out, because I find if I don't do that then I get leaks, but if I do, no problem. If you think about it, you have all the blood in there. When you put this up, it's gonna plop in, and any blood that was right in this area or this area on your wall, that's gonna travel down and go into your underwear. That's what you have to try to wipe out so it doesn't happen. Since I've been doing that, I've had no leaks at all. Another awesome thing about these is they cost $40 when you buy them in the store or online, but they can last up to 10 years. Basically, you just replace them when they start getting sticky or ripping or breaking. Yeah, they can last up to 10 years because it's silicone, same stuff you would get in a breast implant, and you don't get new breast implants every month. So don't worry too much, they can last for a long time if you take care of them. Yeah, so you don't have to buy a new one every month, they can last you years, which means you're saving a lot of paper waste because this is cotton, this will degrade. The box it comes in, waxy paper, that's the only garbage you're gonna get when you get this, even maybe a little bit of plastic. So that's the only waste you're going to be causing for a long time, and that means you're helping the environment, that's ideal. Because imagine all the pads and tampons you've used in your life up to this point. Calculate it. Calculate how much you normally use per week, then times that by how many months since you started your period. And then I want you to picture that in a landfill, because that's a lot of garbage, and that's all garbage that you made. That's a big thing for me. That's one of the reasons I don't want to turn back. I want to cause as least amount of harm to the planet as possible. I don't know what else to mention to you guys. I already talked about toxic shock and the environment, how to use them. Oh, cleaning them. After you're done your cycle, you're just going to want to boil some water, plop it in the pan or bowl or whatever you're using, and you're just gonna want to like take 5-10 minutes and just swirl it around in there, and try to clean it. It's not going to remove any of the stain, like I boiled this and it's not getting the stain gone, but when you boil stuff it ensures that there's no bacteria on there and it should kill off all the bacteria that is, and then you can plop it into your little bag again and put it away until you need it next time. So that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you. And if you have any other questions, just post them down below. I will be sure to answer you. And this is the end of the video. Goodbye.